Alafiani, Ifa, Oshun. What's happening, family?
What's poppin', family? What's poppin'?
Oh, babe. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Italawa.
Italawa.
We are outside for my baby birthday.
Hey.
Lucky.
Hey. I'm in Ogun State, man. Hey, this is my wife. My lovely wife. We on IG with it because YouTube was tweaked out. Blessed by Ifa, blessed by Orishas. So I got my wives out here. She brought the chicken.
Chicken.
She brought the chicken. I'm feeling great, Chada. Look at her. Babe, I want to get that cold stone on God. I want to get that cold stone. J Mar, nah, I ain't seen nobody practice palo here in Nigeria. I ain't seen it. You in this side of the world, you see voodoo. You see voodoo. You see Ifa. You see Odinani. Felix, come on, you know it don't. I ain't even gonna get into it, brother. Nah, you know it don't. It's both of my wives are children of Oshun. They eat. They're children of Oshun. They're Omo Oshun. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child of Oshun. Both my wives are children of Oshun. But we just got a little bit differences. Like,
yes, and I'll make sure she answers.
My wife Oshun Shewa is a child of Eshu too, like me, and my wife Ifa Bukola is a child of Obatala. So me, I'm Eshu Oshun. Yeah, Palo has become heavy in Atlanta for sure. You don't really, here, if you go closer to Cameroon, because Cameroon borders Nigeria, if you go closer to Cameroon, you'll just see raw Congo. What Palo was before it comes to Cuba, you will see it raw. So somebody says, how is Ifa looking at Nigeria poverty? I don't know. That's a Christian and Muslim question, brother, because us that's practicing Ifa, we chilling. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. We ain't really understanding that. So I don't know. You got to ask the people who turned away from their culture. You got to ask the people who abandoned their ancestors. You got to ask the people who accepted foreign gods, because they the ones that's living like that. So, official Nigeria says, curious, what does your faith say about the LGBTQ? I mean, everybody has an individual destiny, so there's nothing about, I don't understand. I have 2 wives. There's people in Ifa that are gay. There's people in Ifa that are lesbian. Ifa doesn't turn them away. There's people in Ifa that are trans. Some of my students are lesbian. Some of my students are gay. I don't understand. It's just a relationship. They'll come consult Ifa to see if that partner is compatible, just like anybody else. I have students who are gay that before they looking at their partner, they come to me and consult Ifa. Should they date this person? Is no problem. So, keep inspiring the masses. I have been watching you for a while, and you are great, bro. Really one of them ones that put in the work. Yeah, man, you gotta put in work, family. You gotta put in work, you know. Little Long Island, actually, our second wife found us. Really, I wasn't even there. My wife was in the market, and they met. They became friends, and then boom, here we are. So I can't really. When I came to Nigeria, I wasn't looking for no wife. I was just in another country trying to figure it out. So yeah, my second wife found us. Shit. Yeah, Jamar, definitely. Yeah, that question, that's a. I don't know about that question about poverty. Because we good. The only Shay-Shays is having it. That's why in Nigeria, so many young people want to be Babalawus and Olorishas. Because they see that the Babalawus and Olorishas is the ones that's having it. You know what I'm saying? The Babalawus and Olorishas is the one having blessings and wealth and abundance. And so, yeah. They want to be like that. Yeah, Little Long Island. It's a blessing, man. Blessed by Ifa, blessed by Orishas. Blessed for going into another year of life. Ashe. Ashe. Shout out to everybody coming in. I don't even know if I ever went live on this new page. So, whoever got questions, man, you can ask. Put it in the chat. Because I know I got some people here that's devotees. So y'all can ask questions. You know. So Najir says, I'm not educated on it, but how does the two wives work?
I'm just wondering.
In the court, like in which way? Because in Ifa kind of gives you guidelines on how to maintenance any relationship, not just polygyny. Some people in Ifa will say that they should never have more than one partner at all. You know what I'm saying? So some people, they get an Odu that speaks against it. Like if somebody was born under Ejiogbe says that once you go past one wife, then it becomes trouble, then it becomes chaos, then it becomes CC. Then other Odu Ifa, they say that you should do it. Right? So it just depends on the person's destiny. How you manage your home is based on what Ifa shows for your home. You know, in my home, Obatala is authority, period. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we are close to Orisha and La, you know, as long as we seek guidance from Ifa, everything is fine. You know what I'm saying? Egbe is very big in our home. Let's say that's another entity that we're close with in our home is Egbe. You know? Hey, Jamal, everybody knows what I did in that situation, brother. Those videos is up, man. Those videos is up. Alafiani. DJ No Doubt, Alafiani. Yeah, everybody's setups is different, man. I can't speak for everybody's homes. I know who we deal with in our home. J-Maw, man, they know what it is with them too, man. The whole community know it. It made me the villain. It made me a villain for a very long time. But it is what it is. I don't care. Nigeria, yeah, you know, you'll learn as you go along. What you will learn is that Ifa is not a cookie cutter. There's not one rule that just apply to every single person. Nah. There's not one rule that just apply to everybody. Everybody's destiny is different. Samuel says, can you teach a praise to thank Eshu? You can call Eshu by various praise names. You know? You can call Eshu by various praise names. Eshu Ogirioko. Eshu Lalu. You know? When you greet Eshu, you can Eshu Lalu. Ogirioko Baba. You know, Eshu has praise names. So, there's different paths of Eshu, you know. I have different Eshus in my house. It's 2 A's. Eshu Lalu. You got different ones. Samuel, message me and I'll send you. Message me and I will send you different praise names for Eshu and I'll give you the definitions. Alright? Eshu Odara. Lil Long Island says, tell him how to petition for a good wife. If you want a good wife, 1, you need to be in good standings with Iyami Oshoronga. Okay? 2, you need to know who in your Odu Ifa does it speak about to bring about family. Right? In my Odu Ifa, there's certain Orishas that speak about bringing family and how to keep family. Right? So it's not just because Oshun can bring family, but it doesn't mean that Oshun is going to bring family for everybody. Oshun can bring family, but it doesn't mean that Oshun is going to bring family for everybody. Sometimes it is Ogun that's going to bring the family for this specific individual. It is Ogun who will bring the foundation of a household. Sometimes it's Obatala. Sometimes it's Obatala who will bring the family. It must. It must. It must. Omui Legbe. Sometimes it's Egbe or Room. Sometimes it's Oya Meji. Sometimes it's Egbe or Room who will bring the family. Right? Everybody is different. You know? Sometimes it's Orumila. So you have to know the Odu Ifa that's being spoke of. If you're getting readings like Idafas, know what is spoken of in that Idafa. That's the divinity that'll bring it to you. That's the divinity that'll bring it to you. My house is a Obatala, keeps the order, but then we deal with Oshun, Egbe, right? They're all there too. You know, Orumila, you know. So it's important. They said who to go to find wife. My wife said who to go to find a wife, a Babalawo. Yeah. Samuel, those questions like practical stuff, I don't get into them too much. But I'll say a little bit. There's certain Orishas that are considered hot, that are considered what we call pupa. So when you deal with Orishas that are pupas, You have to be careful about certain offerings that you give to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, every offering has a specific thing that it does. When you sacrifice a rooster, it's different than sacrificing a hen. That's different than sacrificing a guinea fowl. And that's different than sacrificing a pigeon, what we call eyele. You see? All of it does a different effect. So when you give palm oil, you have to realize, what does palm oil do? When palm oil touches fire, and y'all can try this safely, right? Light a grill. All right, it's spring. Light a grill. Take red palm oil and toss it on the grill, and watch what the grill does. Watch the reaction that palm oil has on that grill. And then tell me, is it wise to douse certain orishas in palm oil? You see? Yeah, animal sacrifice is definitely mandatory, but not for everything. Not for everything. Not for everything. Most times when we're appeasing, we're not always doing that. There's, once again, different offerings do different things, right? If you offer an Orisha water, it does a different thing than coconut water. Agbon ibi or agbon omi, it does a different thing. Omi agbon. You see? That shit. So yeah, that's important to understand. That shit. Every offering. This is the thing I teach my students. When my students receive shrines, like, I give them a whole list of offerings and what that offering means, and I let them figure their own sauce out from there. I done told you what the offering means. I done gave you variants of what to give. Now you know what you need in your life. From that point, you can start figuring out what you need to give the Orisha. I'll give you a couple combos, you know what I'm saying, and get it right from there. Excuse me, family. I've been off that. I ain't even been off the wine. I'm cat. They been off the wine. The thing I'm drinking is gone. I've been off the Captain Black. Okay. If a Rumila said that you need to give coconuts, it's probably because your Ori needs to calm all the way down and recalibrate. Because that's why we give coconut. That's why we give agbon. It helps to strengthen the Ori. It helps to recalibrate it when it's confused. It helps to clear out confusion. That's why we give coconut. It's a refresher to it. So when you got to give coconut like that to a Rumila, yeah. If you got to give coconut to a Rumila, you got to start thinking more about. See, it's not just the offering. If an Orisha asks for an offering, you got to think about what that means in your life, right? Because if a Rumila asked you for coconut, you got to think about what's going on in my life that a Rumila says that I need to offer this thing that clears confusion. I need to offer this thing that settles my temperament. Why? I'm on live. I don't know. An Orisha asks for an offering because anytime we feed Orisha, we talk to him. So the Orisha would tell you direct, typically through Obi. But if you went for divination with a priest, they might have used Aaron de Lagun, or they might have used Opwele, or they might have used Ikini Fa. If you feeding Orisha because you have Orisha, the Orisha going to tell you straight up with the cola nuts, or if you're in Lukumi, the coconut. They're going to tell you because you will know how to read those things and they'll tell you what they want. That's just how it is. So yeah, you will ask for an Orisha will ask for an offering through those divination methods. Okay? That's why I say there's so many layers to Orisha tradition. You don't just say, I'm gonna pick up, go to the river and start doing this and that. No, that's not how this is. It's literally a system. The Orishas will talk back to you. The Orishas will tell you what they want. Yes. Every offering means something different. Damn, man, I appreciate you. Yeah, like Little Long Island. Some people dream of it. Some people can dream of it. But even with dreams, if you have the Orisha, it's good to check. But you can also give it to, if you have the Orisha, you can give them that offering. Once you give the offering, if it's complete, they'll take it. If it's not complete, they'll tell you what else is needed. You know? Samuel says, does Eshu really like pennies? That's okay. Pennies was a thing really associated to Papa Legba. Right? In Nigeria, you don't really hear about it. But pennies are a conduit. So I'm not going to say that you shouldn't give Eshu a pennies. But in a traditional sense, we don't really offer it in Nigeria. In Lukumi, you may see people give pennies. Now, let me give y'all a science. And y'all can run with this however you want. If you're going to do something like give pennies to Eshu, make it a bank. Let Eshu know, Baba, I'm making this bank for you. As I deposit into this bank, Baba, may you be my banker. May you always hold the wealth for me, Baba. Anytime that I need wealth, may I be able to pull from your bank. And now you make it a ritual thing, and you will add small change in there, here and there. So don't just give pennies to Eshu or Elegwa random. If you're going to give money to the Orisha, make it a bank. That's all I got for y'all on that one, man. If you can't do nothing with that information, I don't know what else to tell you, man. You're going to give to Eshu, give Eshu, because Eshu is the universal banker. You know Orisha Ajay. Orisha Ajay is the one who is in charge of wealth, right? She's the goddess of wealth. But it is Eshu Alajay who advises Orisha Ajay. When Orisha Ajay is carrying a bag of money, once Orisha Ajay is carrying a bag of money, right? It's Eshu Alajay who will say, Orisha Ajay, go bless this man with some money. Orisha Ajay, go bless this person with some money. If you fall out of favor with Orisha Ajay, it is Eshu Alajay who will fix the relation. Hey, this person gave this. All right, mend it. Don't hold it against them. Bless them with some more money. Right? So it's still Eshu that's managing the money. Don't get it twisted. Eshu will play broke. Eshu will play homeless. But Eshu holds the bag. Me, I'm just a humble Eshu priest. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing but what I have. Eshu Alajay, Benio, that's how you say it. Me, I don't have nothing but what I have. You see? You see? It's all I have in life. You see? You see my pocket? You see? You see? There's nothing in my pocket. I'm just a SU priest. I'm just a SU priest, man. I just had what I had. You know? But if I'm not careful, you know, you see, there's nothing in my pocket. Well, if I'm not careful, it might fall out my pocket. It might fall out my pocket, family. It might fall out. I'm just trying to ask you. You know, I don't know what I got. I just got what I got in life. I'm just blessed. All right. So, SU is the banker. You want to be blessed with money? Make SU a bank. Deposit into that bank. Tell Baba that I need a pool from this bank, Baba. Simple. So yeah, family. But that's what I got for y'all today, man. Be blessed. You know, my birthday is April 8th. So I'm just enjoying life with my wives. I don't really celebrate my birthday, but they wanted to celebrate. So I'm here. I'm here. Y'all be blessed, man.